Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we will be talking about World of Tanks Blitz Reforged. This has obviously been a very controversial topic for a while, because there's a lot of people that don't really like what Wargaming is doing with the game. And for a while, I did not agree with a lot of the decisions they were making as well. But I have to say, the newest bit of information that they have released and that they are working on is definitely a big upgrade. A lot of you know that I've been complaining massively about the way that Wargaming has structured the sets. Mainly on the fact that they took lines that were one tree and then split them off into two or sometimes even three. Best example of this are the French lines. The AMX 5120, AMX 50B, and AMX 5100 were just their own set. And then the tech trees before that, the AMXM4, ARL44, and BDRG1B, were a separate set. And I actually spoke to one of the devs, and the reason they told me they did that is because the first couple tanks were not autoloaders, and then the next couple were. And I understand that Wargaming is trying to make the lines more fluid, but splitting them up after what was previously whole doesn't make sense. If you want to make the vehicles previously similar, then give them auto-loading guns. You don't need to split the line and make it more confusing, so now you have to get two separate sets to get previously what was one. And this wasn't the only one they did it for. They also did it for the AMX-12T, AMX-1375, that split off, and then it went to the AMX-1390, and then the AMX, or no, the Bauschaft 25 ton and the AP. Why? Those lines are all very similar. They still split them off. I was very highly against that. But it seems like Wargaming has taken that criticism I've had into consideration, and they've actually reworked it. So I'm going to be explaining everything that's going on here. I'm not sure if Wargaming wants me to share this information or not. I was sent it in DM, and I don't know. I actually think it's good news, so I'll be covering it. Now, I should clarify that this is still a work in progress, but still something I thought we should mention. So, coming back to you with updates on the Reforged update. We want to give you a peek at the work in progress for sets. We focused on the most talked about and debated parts of the new system and made a few important tweaks. Here's what's changing. The set's main screen now looks more like the traditional tech trees you're used to. Clear, branching paths that made progression feel more familiar. That's huge, and that's really good. We've rearranged tanks in many sets, shifting the focus from a purely gameplay style approach to one that's more about nations and classes, which is exactly what we've wanted as the player base. With the revised transfer rules, you'll have the sets unlocked based on the tanks you've researched, not just the ones you've owned before, which is also really nice, another big complaint the community's had. Unlocked based, okay. Set unlock costs are now lower and the same across the board. Plus, endless progression within a set now contributes to your player level, so you can keep earning keys as you go. That is also huge. I'm not sure why people are giving these thumbs down. We've made 11 iconic sets free to unlock right away. Plus, progressing through these will reward you with keys to open up 14 more sets. That's good. The first tank in every common non-premium set is now free. Okay. We've reworked how researched tanks are distributed within sets and unified the amount of XP needed to unlock them. This makes progression clear and more predictable. Common sets can now have 80, 90, or 100 levels depending on the number of tanks. Each one now includes at least 5 tanks. Okay, that's nice. Tier 10 is back. Yep, I already talked about that. Wargaming was making Tier 10 the norm. I can't believe that there's 3 people that thumbs that down. That's really sad. Separating common and premium sets. To make things cleaner, fully premium and collector sets are not displayed on the tank tree screen. Good. These changes focused on making sets more rewarding, consistent, and easy to use. We're excited to see how they land in the next text phase, and we'll keep iterating based on what you share. So this is all good. Honestly, most of this is all good. And we can actually see some pictures here of what Wargaming's doing. So we can see that it starts at Tier 4. Again, they are removing Tiers 3 and below. And I can actually call them normal tiers now because as we can see, Tier 8 is still Tier 8. Tier 7 is still Tier 7. Thank you, Wargaming, for actually listening to the complaints of the community and making it so Tier 10 is still the highest tier. It was just weird having tier 7 as tier 10. It didn't make sense. I understand why you did it, but it's still more logical to keep it the way that 99% of the player base has been used to. So I'm very happy you've done that. And we can see that they've also reworked the way the tech trees are now designed. As we can see, SU85 goes all the way to the 268, just like it would normally, and then it branches off from the SU100 to a separate set that you have to unlock with keys, which then goes to the SU100M1, SU101, and Object 263. We have the Red Fist set, which goes to the KV1 and then branches off, and as you can see, what you need to do is you need to research this set to this level, and then you can split off to the KV1S using keys. This is a much better way to do it. It's basically the same progression we currently have in the game, but it's set-based instead of research and XP-based. And I think that's fine. This looks a lot better. Same for the A20. We can see it splits off to the MT25. Previously, I think the LTTB was a part of a completely different set, which I actually complained about, and Wargaming has actually fixed that, and they've put it just like it is currently in the game. Good job, Wargaming. I'm actually going to give them a lot of credit here. Same thing for the German tree. We can see here a picture of the German tanks. So we can start off with the Hetzer, right? So we go Hetzer, and then it goes to the Stug, all the way up to the Jagdpanzer 100. The Ferdinand we can still see as part of the set. That was previously not the case. Same thing for the German tree. DW2 goes all the way to the U100. The Tiger 1 branches off to the VK45, and it works. Everything looks the exact same as we basically have right now, right? The VK3001D goes to the Panther 2. Now, Wargaming, this is still a little confusing. I'm gonna clarify this again. Why does the VK3001D not go to the VK3002D? That doesn't make sense. And why does the VK3002M not go to the Panther? It literally makes zero sense. The VK30 is the predecessor to the Panther. Put the VK3002M here and the VK3001D here. It's a little confusing to me why you guys have decided to do that approach. But either way, it's a heck of a lot better. It looks cleaner. It looks better. Good job to Wargaming for actually listening to the criticism. I'm really hoping that for the French tree, because that was the biggest one I noticed the problems with, the AMX lines are connected now. All the AMXs are connected. We don't need sets that are now split into two. This looks way better, way cleaner. It's what the player base is mostly used to. So yeah, this is 100% better. I think most of the player base is going to agree with that. So sets are definitely more in line with what I think the player base wants them to be. Commanders are a different basket that we're going to have to talk about now, but I'm at least a lot happier with how the game has been designed. Wargaming has backtracked a lot of the things they've done and basically just put the original game's tech trees into the next game with sets. This is exactly what I said Wargaming should have done from day one, and it's what they did. They can still have their set screen, but also have this. That way players that are used to the current game can still be used to it, and people that want to get used to the new way the collections are designed can get used to that as well. It's a win-win for both people. This is a big dub. Either way, let me know in the comments what you guys think, and if you want to see more content like this, please consider smashing that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!